So after using the Galaxy Note 5 as my everyday phone for the past month, it's time for a video review. What is up guys, Moon360 here, giving you a detailed, in-depth, comprehensive review of the Samsung Galaxy Note 5 1 month later. This is Samsung's big screen phone, their fall flagship device, which is usually very different from the Galaxy S series, but this year Samsung has brought its two popular lineups closer than ever before, and that's apparent in the design. The Note 5 is an absolutely gorgeous phone, and it takes its design cues straight from the more mainstream Galaxy S6 family. Both the front and back of the phone are made of Gorilla Glass 4, curling into a mid-plate molded from 7000 series aluminum. It sure does feel like a premium device, but it's also very fragile, making you think that you're going to drop it very soon. The glass makes it even worse due to its slippery nature, and it's an absolute fingerprint magnet. There's no way you'll ever wipe the back free of fingerprints, which is why investing in a case like this one from UAG is probably your best bet if you want to protect your shiny new phone and add some much needed grip. On the bright side though, the display is Quad HD with a beautiful 5.7-inch Super AMOLED panel with a very high pixel density of 518 pixels per inch, along with a Wacom digitizer built in to interpret pen inputs. It's what we've come to expect of displays from Samsung, but you'll be mesmerized by this stunning screen if you're coming from almost every other smartphone. Text, images, videos are incredibly sharp with detail, and almost everything you see is rich with popping colors, even if it's not very accurate, but it still is very pleasing to the eye. And the flexibility of AMOLED screens can allow for a dim display at night and an extremely bright display under direct sunlight. And its super narrow bezels makes the Note 5 much easier to hold than any other 5.7-inch device and provides you with a fantastic in-hand feel thanks to the ergonomic curvature on the back. The buttons are extremely tactile, and the new S Pen's click to release action is so cool, luring you into using it more. And repeatedly clicking the cap mimics the feeling of a real pen, and it's super addicting. But beware, the S Pen will get stuck if you stick it in the wrong way, and occasionally it can even get stuck if you insert it in the correct way, because the top of the pen can get caught inside the silo, forcing you to use a needle to pry it out. Despite these frustrations, the S Pen remains to be the best feature of the Note, and we'll get into those shortly. The speaker is situated at the bottom edge, and it's reasonably loud with decent sound quality, but it's nowhere near as powerful as HTC's boom sound, but I'll take it any day over a rear-firing one. Unfortunately, the latest iteration of the Note is missing a couple of crucial features long favored by Note users. Gone is the IR blaster, so no more controlling the TV or other AV equipment using your phone, and gone is the removable battery and micro SD card slot, so you're stuck with 32 or 64 gigs of onboard storage. This might disappoint some long-term fans of the Note series, but I personally could care less about either of these features, as fast charging and fast wireless charging now well compensates for the lack of a removable battery, and while having a micro SD card slot would be nice, I've never completely used up all the onboard storage on any phone I've owned, so 32 gigs is plenty for me because I only install the apps and content that I need. But it is disappointing to see popular features like these removed on the Note 5. Fortunately, Samsung has made significant improvements on the software side of things, accessed via the new and improved fingerprint scanner. It's much more accurate and reliable over its predecessor, making it just as good, if not better, than Apple's Touch ID. Samsung's new Touch Wiz skin atop Android 5.1.1 is as fast as ever, and it no longer bogs down the system, even after a month of use, and hopefully it can stay that way. And if you don't like the stock user interface, I have some great news to share. Samsung's theme store is full of skins that let you customize every single aspect of the UI to your heart's desire. Multi-window is here as always, allowing you to run two apps simultaneously, which is fantastic for productivity, and if you want even more productivity, the S Pen is your best friend. As a new feature with the Note 5, the S Pen can be popped out with a quick click, and the Note is instantly ready to take down a memo with no button pressing required. Just slip the S Pen back into the silo when you're done to automatically save the note and return the phone to standby. This is the best kind of new feature. It's super useful, and it's simple as anything, and the same goes for the new built-in PDF reader. that lets you sign contracts and other legal forms without having to download additional software. You can still use the S Pen for all kinds of doodles, sketches, notes to self, but to me, that's never been the primary appeal of the stylus. I think the S Pen is at its best when it's used to annotate existing content, as a highlighter for scripts and study guides, as a kind of surrogate finger when the device is in an awkward, uncomfortable position, as a markup tool for screenshots, and so on. The new scroll capture mode lets you preserve very long web pages as screenshots for later reference, convenient for sharing long discussion threads, chat logs, or a long list of driving directions. Some of my other favorite S Pen features include Air Scroll, though not supported on all apps. Air View is useful, especially in the gallery, to view images without actually clicking on them, and copy and pasting with the S Pen is a breeze. Just hold down the button on the S Pen while selecting text, and you get the option to select all, copy, share, or look it up in the dictionary. Action Memo is handy if you want to write something down and complete a variety of actions based on what you've written. You can even pin the note you've written directly on your home screen. The list goes on, and it would take a separate video to fully demonstrate all of the S Pen's capabilities. One thing is clear though, if you want a phone for productivity, you can't go wrong with a Note. By all indications, the Galaxy Note 5 camera is the same one found in the S6. That means a 16 megapixel sensor with an f1.9 aperture, made into an optical image stabilization system and triggered by a double click on the home key. It also means the best photo quality you can find on Android almost without exception. It's not without its flaws either, because the Note 5 does suffer from aggressive over sharpening from time to time. And for completeness sake, we've got to mention Samsung's new software features. Live broadcast is similar to Periscope, and it lets you stream video on the fly with your own YouTube channel. Video collage mode is a clever way of squeezing brief clips into a single frame, and RAW mode lets you save on compressed images for more precise editing later on. Thankfully, you don't need to use any of those parlor tricks to get the most out of this camera. Just double click and shoot. You are almost guaranteed to get a great result, whether it's a video or still using the primary shooter or the selfie camera. We tested the Galaxy Note 5 on both T-Mobile and AT&T in the greater Hartford market and found the Note 5 delivered solid reception and call quality. And thanks to its slimmer, more rounded build, it's definitely more comfortable and less awkward when it comes to voice calls compared to its forerunners. The 1-2 punch of the powerful processor and heavy RAM loadout serve the Note well, as with every Note before it. This one can handle the most demanding of titles with a breeze. Fitness fans will be happy to hear that the Samsung S Health app isn't going away anytime soon. Take a pulse reading with the heart rate sensor. You tell it how much water and coffee you've consumed along with how many steps you've taken to get a snapshot of how active you are. The Note 5 gave us average battery life, usually 4 to 4.5 hours of screen on time per charge, which is not bad. It'll get you through a day of light to moderate usage, and if you want more, you can always carry the included fast charger so you can top it up very quickly from dead to 25% in just 15 minutes, or keep it on a wireless charging pad all day if you're in the office. Although it only has average battery life, nothing else about the Note 5 can be called average. It's a premium built smartphone with a jaw-dropping display, best-in-class camera, and a feature set you can't get anywhere else. Now, long-term Note fans are disappointed because it lacks the power user features that have always defined the line, and that's understandable. And those who say the Note 5 is just a big Galaxy S6 with an S Pen is correct. And the thing is, it turns out that a big Galaxy S6 with an S Pen is actually a pretty good recipe for an awesome smartphone.